Alrighty fam, welcome back to another video. So we're going to chat about it. New JP patch notes have dropped. We're going to go through, we've obviously got the new SHIN and we obviously have the new GLOX. It's finally here after all the leaks and everything, so we're going to be talking about it, running through my thoughts, and we'll hear your thoughts in the comments. Anyway, let's get into it. So first things first, we're going to talk about the new SHIN, which I think is this one. Cool. Shout out to Reddit again for having these skills already translated. Very helpful for myself when I wake up and I get to do this video. So, the new SHIN for every human ally participating in battle increases humans' attack-related stats by 5%, and at the start of ally's turn applies a debuff that decreases defense-related stats by 10%. So basically, 10% defense-related stat lower, and attack-related stat increase by 10%, I guess. In PvP, 15% and other stuff, because it's every human ally. So it's not a bad passive, I don't think. It's not too bad at all. The thing is it's a same SHIN, like it's the same design as the old SHIN, so his stats could be pretty poor. Usually they are. This is a garbage card. Charge is crap. Like Power Strike is obviously just better. And Inflict weak points. So this is okay, and then it's the same ult as before. So this is not bad. He does have to be on the field though, which is a bit of a problem. But we're going to have a look at his banner as well, which is just here. So you have the new, obviously, well, not the new kind of outfit, but the same outfit, like it's the same ult and everything. We just touched on his skills. He's an okay character. His passive's not bad. The rest of his hand is pretty garbage, to be honest. And the banner is super, super mid. You've obviously got the GLOX for the LR, but the rest of this is all like, you know, you should pretty much, like, these three are probably the only ones that are, maybe Death Pierce, but these three are the only ones that are semi-relevant or helpful for you, and they've been in banners and free banners and all this kind of stuff. So it is a step-up banner, so it's nothing crazy. I'll probably pull just for box, and because I've got the spare gems, it's the easiest skip in the world. To be honest, I don't even know if I'm going to pull, and I get free gems from Netmarble. So it's one of those things where even if I'm considering not pulling, guys don't even want to have a look at it. Unless you're obviously a whale, then you're going to pull anyway, and you're going to summon. You might try and get a couple of runs or whatever, but runs, a couple of pities. But yeah, just a fat skip, fam. Just ignore the heck out of this. We've got a collab coming, Tower of God. We've got a festival coming. Just stay the hell away from SHIN, basically. So that's his stats again. Charge mid, weak points okay. This is not too bad, and this is garbage as well. So that's pretty straightforward. Not too much. I mean, I flew through that. There's not much to cover there, right? Like, it's pretty straightforward. This is where it gets a little bit more interesting. So obviously the new LR GLOX, I think he looks awesome. I think that's a really cool outfit. And then here's all his passives, and he has a new Holy Relic. So we'll get into that. This is his thing. Now, the leaks and stuff looked like they were wrong. I didn't have a look too much at the leaks, but I think this said 30%, not 10%. So increase allies' defense-related stats by 10% for every alive ally. So that's, what, a 20% increase on PvP? And increase allies' attack-related stats by 10% when an ally dies. Reduces enemies' critical chance by 30% in critical damage if bleed is applied. So this is kind of like this is one of those passives that isn't good because there's a condition, right? Like, so if I go second and I run LR Margaret against this team, not only can I cleanse this, get rid of the 30%, 40% lower, I'm also then going to add crit chance and crit damage because of my passive as Margaret. So, like, this is just kind of, this part is all kind of redundant, right? Like, it just doesn't, I just cleanse it and I'm good to go. Or Melee will just auto cleanse. Like, this, I can see maybe there's some fun with running, like, I'm probably going to run GLOX with Jelly King. I think that'll be fun with this. But again, if they cleanse, you're screwed, right? So, I don't know. Anyway, decrease attack-related stats of heroes who use 2 or more skills. That's still the same commandment, which is not ideal. Decrease attack-related stats of heroes who use 2 or more by 30% for 2 turns in PvP. So, just need to do 1-1-1. So I suppose even then, like, you use double King AoE into melee AoE, and you don't really care if King gets attack lowered because then melee will cleanse it, or King's not really there. Yeah, Sever damage. Hopefully this does a lot of damage. A Sever card's always good and it does bleed, so hopefully this will do a decent chunk of damage, depending on the stats that he gets. And then this is attack and buff disable. I think at level 1 it does nothing. At level 2 it does a 1-turn attack and buff disable, which is not bad. I don't hate that card. It's annoying that it does nothing on level 1, but obviously you can't have an attack disable on level 1 on all enemies because that's just broken. And then this is where I don't quite understand. This is where maybe you guys can help me out. In my brain, the way this works, it applies a debuff that decreases all stats by 30% for 2 turns on all enemies, right? The only way that this works is if it's a grey debuff, because ruin damage cleanses debuffs and does additional damage. Right, so for every debuff on the enemy, I think it does an extra 30% damage, but it cleanses the debuffs. So I'm keen to see how this is going to work in game, because for me this doesn't seem like it's going to be decent. It doesn't seem like it makes sense, but that's probably just me. So that's all that. We'll come down and then there's this. Now, I can't remember what this does. I'm going to have to look it up on my phone again, because I didn't pull up the right translation. But it's obviously a Holy Relic. Now, unfortunately for me, because I was still trying to finish off the rest of Nidhogger's Holy Relics, I've just finished them, so I'm going to have to wait another week to get this one, because I've just finished Groudron's, so I'm going to have to wait. But for each fairy ally participating in battle on PvP, base stats of the fairies will increase by 5%. Also, for every debuffed and effect applied to enemies, the critical chance of fairies increases by 5%, and then crit damage goes up by 10%. Okay, so basically it's like you want to apply as many debuffs as you can, and you're going to go up to, what, 40% crit damage and a 20% crit chance increase. You're also going to have another 10, 15, maybe 15%. Fairies, like, Nanashi gives 30% to unknowns for just nothing, like for no criteria. I don't know. I'm going to try and have some fun with them. But the problem for me is I don't have Green Elaine. You guys know I've been pushing for Green Elaine, but I don't bloody have her. So I think Green Elaine, Green Jelly King, and then Green GLOX could be a lot of fun. I don't know who you put in the back. Maybe Gerhard? Or maybe Helbram? His fairy stats. So like, let's have a look. Let's sign in and let's have a quick look at what team you could build, right? I should have done this before we started the video, but that's fine. I'm human. I didn't expect to jump into the game. So let's go this. Let's do fairies. So what you could probably run, I'm gonna have to level him up. You could run Jelly King for the bleed, right? Or for his Holy Relic, which, wow, I don't even have registered on him. That's because I don't use him. Cool, so his Holy Relic, which when we deal an AoE, a weak point, for example, you're going to get bleed, right? So that'll work with GLOX. Then you've got this Elaine, which is the only one I don't have, with the decreased defense-related stats. That's going to be good as well, I think. And then obviously you're going to have the new GLOX. And then, like, maybe you'd run like a... Because his Holy Relic increases Fairy's basic stats by 20%. I'm looking forward to this meta. I'm actually, well, not meta. I don't think it's going to be meta, but I'm actually really looking forward to Fairies having some sort of play in this. I actually think it's going to be a bit of fun. I think probably what the one, like the Holy Relic does the same thing, right? Like there's no real difference. I think it's going to be maybe Lifesteals. That's not, I don't think it's going to be. This is the blue one, right? Yeah, I think it might even be the green one. The attack-related stat increase as well. I think that might even be the play. Oh, I quite like the red one, actually, because you've got the Petrify and you've also got the Take Off All Gauge. So I don't hate that one as well, and increase basic stats. So maybe it's this one. But I think you could go a mono-green team. I really do. I think you could even go this King, GLOX, Elaine, and then Helbram in the back. Oh, you could go Gerhard, right? And it's heals allies HP by 1% of max HP for every one orb. Yes, you get 5% if you can deplete 2 orbs, so this is okay. I'm actually contemplating, like, I need to try and figure out how to get Elaine quickly, because I think it's actually, like, I'm probably wrong, and goddesses and stuff are probably going to absolutely melt this team. And, you know, melee and stuff. I love the idea of fairies maybe having a play here, or maybe having a reason to exist, or maybe being somewhat comparable. I don't know. I want to do it, and I think it'll be fun. So, fingers crossed it gets good. Village donations, that's always nice. You get the additional 6 SSR pendants, which is always really good. And then you've got a new Fort Solgrus one, right? You can buy Melly's SSR costume for 20 gems. That's good if you didn't do a full rotation. You didn't have the gems to spend, so I don't hate that. That's pretty decent. And that's it. All right, so we've got new GLOX, which seems a little bit underwhelming, to be honest, with your fam. But I want to believe, I have copium, that we're going to be able to build a fairy team, and I'm going to give it a red hot crack. So you guys let me know what you think down in the comments. Shin's an easy skip, but do you think he's underpowered? Do you think it's the worst LR we've got so far? Let me know. And thanks for watching, guys, and as always, I'll catch you all in the next one. Cheers.